Well, I don't know how we did it, but the Detroit Lions ended up winning again. So here I am wearing this shirt for the third time, which has to be some sort of record in Detroit Lions history. But anyway, on to your quote of the day. The quotation is quite simply, those who fail to plan, plan to fail. Planning basically has very little to do with intelligence, but yet it will have an effect on the bottom line in terms of your grades. So my question to you is, if you are a freshman especially or a sophomore, do you have a daily calendar either on paper or as a part of your phone where you keep deadlines and basically write down when the tests are going to happen, when the papers are due, when assignments are due for all of your classes? If you don't, you're probably having a hard time keeping up on all of the deadlines and keeping them straight. And you'll find out that when you get to school that day, there's a test that you did not remember or something due that you didn't remember to do over the weekend. These are just planning things that you can basically fix by keeping yourself organized. So when we talk about planning, we're just talking about staying on top of things. Knowing when deadlines are going to happen for papers, for tests, etc. And that is half the battle. If you can get yourself organized, plan for those things, you're going to be a successful student. If not, you're going to be surprised more often than not when a deadline rolls around and you forgot to do the work. We are almost ready to come home from our field trip to Hacienda Post. But before I take you home, I'm going to take you into one more room, and that is the live action sound editing room. Hacienda Post Production also has a live action sound studio, so not only are they adding sound effects to cartoons, but also to live action television and feature-length movies. Let's take you there now.
I'm a re-recording mixer, and in general, myself and various mixing partners, we do the domestic versions for 1 hour long-form episodic dramatic series. But in this case, what I'm mixing right now is what's called an M&E, a music and effects version of a show that was mixed here called Peacemakers for the USA Network. And what basically we're doing is we strip away the dialogue, and anything that we're left with, obviously the music, the underscore, any source music that plays, and all sound effects are what we're left with. And our job is to blend it so that it can be complete without the dialogue, so that another country, for instance Spain, Portugal, Germany, Brazil, can dub in their own actors in their own language with our now kind of complete soundtrack. So we'll put in all the Foley, which means the feet, the props, the movement, all the various elements, the gunshots, the birds, everything that happened in the original domestic minus the voices is what we put in. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so Alan, I made it as far as 6:19. We'll come back and we'll get the glasses down. We'll just open a mic to do that
Roger.
at a later time. We'll just drop that in. Okay, now this is a music montage. I don't hear any Foley for the tapping of the hammer. Was that something that in the domestic the director didn't want?
I think we did.
See if I
Oh, it was fairly light. It's extremely light.
Okay.
You can crank it and barely hear the brush on the ink.
Right.
But I've got something here. You may have added something to your. Yeah.
It's very light. Right.
On your Pro Tools, are you hearing that now? The
Yeah.
lever ratchet, the paper fly, that's that stuff I added.
You added that? Okay,
I
yeah,
remember
actually, I'm going to play the production stem here, which is
Okay,
where...
we added this to the other version, so that's always.
Okay. Where do you have that stuff patched up?
I don't at the moment. I heard it playing though, so.
Yeah, let's, well, actually, that was, I think, from the production stem. Unless he may have mixed this in the other version. You mixed your tracks into that stem.
Oh, okay. Then
That's
never mind.
possible. Let's see how it worked.
You may notice as you watch these Hacienda post-production sound editors that these guys are having to deal with the same piece of video and the same piece of audio over and over and over. Well, that's just part of the beast that is video editing. Those of you who have edited video before, you probably can verify what I'm saying. You will get sick of the song that you're using to put together a sports video or a commercial or whatever project you're working on. That again is part of the job. If it drives you crazy, maybe video editing is not your cup of tea, but it's worth it in the long run. Put this video away for a week, a month, a year, pull it back out again, and you notice that you've made a piece of art out of the video and the audio combination that you've created. And so the only way to do that is to watch it over and over and over until those puzzle pieces fit exactly the way they're supposed to. That is video editing, and repetition is part of the process, but again, a necessary evil to create a greater good.